Good morning and welcome to day 4 of the yarn crawl. My name is Belinda from Belinda's Baubles, and this is my yarn crawl 2023 with the North Texas yarn crawl. Today we are going to Fiberlady. I've had to come back and film this before going into work today because I didn't do an intro because I was so worried about getting there in time. Monday I made it to 4 shops, but I did not make it to Fiberlady on my way back, which was my plan. I ran out of time. Dave graciously stayed open long enough for me to get there. My husband Sam went along, but he stayed off camera. You'll get to see him on the final yarn crawl, which will be this coming Sunday. Fiberlady is real special to me because they make and manufacture as well as dye several different types of yarns, but they started out specializing in bamboo. And Dave actually showed me how to, he makes the yarn, and he started up the machines a little bit to show each of the areas. So I'm excited about putting that in here. Also pay close attention to the yarn that he is making, because he gave us one of the skeins to go into the yarn crawl bag that is on the drawing for my episode 1. If you haven't seen episode 1, go back there, watch it. There's information in there about the giveaway and how to enter it. I will be doing that giveaway in my wrap up, which will be after the yarn crawl ends. Anyways, back to today. Today is actually Thursday, April 28th, I think. I'm on my way to work. But I hope you enjoy this episode or this day of the yarn crawl. If you're in the North Texas area, come on by. Yarn crawl is still going on through Sunday, April 30th. We do this each year, and it is such a blast. Come on, let's crawl. Welcome to Fiberlady. It's a bamboo yarn and fiber mini mill located in Lewisville, Texas. I'm excited to be here today and show this to you. We also have a tour. Starting off, here is one of my favorites, which is the Bouncy Boo, a bamboo rayon top and Serrano sock yarn. And then getting into all of the bamboo, including Maki Cot, which is a DK bamboo cotton, Makimo, which is a DK bamboo, and then the Midori, which is their signature line, which is 100% bamboo. I believe it's in sport weight. They have different yarns from lace weight all the way up to chunky. Look at the shimmer going on with all those colors. That is the 100% bamboo. They also have the Davy Baby yarns, which is Dave's Gambit, which is coming up. Here's the Davy Baby yarns. This is a merino, cashmere, and nylon sock yarn that is Dave's own combination with all of his chess names attached. Then we're going to head over next. See, yep, this is all still Dave's Baby yarns, and then, or Davy Baby yarns, excuse me. Babu. This is the Babu, which is a bamboo and merino sock yarn. The merino is coming from Mountain Meadows Mill in Montana. That has some great twist on the yarn here. This is all made right here in the mill, as well as being dyed here. Something that's been popular on the crawl is the Color Steps kits. It's 450 gram skeins. They either are complementary colors or are fades. and just some really pretty colors there that you can throw into any shawl or other project. These are some of the samples. I believe every year they have a sample competition for items that people make with the Fiberlady yarn. And the Fiberlady herself is a knitter, spinner, and weaver. She actually does classes. Going into the second area of the store, and you have some commercial yarns. I believe it was mostly Cascade, as well as needles. You can find blockers here, anything that you would normally find in any other yarn store. Then we're going to head back into an area that I really want to explore more as I learn to make my own yarn. And we're going to look at all the roving. This is probably one of the biggest fiber rooms you're going to find, from alpaca bamboo, bamboo roving, bamboo fawn, painted bamboo, hemp fiber, merino bamboo. There's just a little bit of everything, including mugga silk spinning fiber. There's Dave. He's getting ready to take us on a tour. Hi. All right, everyone. We're getting to walk into the back room with Dave here at Fiberlady.
We just pin drafted this 100% bamboo from our antique gold color. Look at that. I mean, is it? I mean, that is gold. Wow.
So what exactly is pin drafting?
That's a good question. Let us go over here to this machine. This machine basically, I believe, basically the backbone of textiling and in the 60s and 70s into the 80s. I believe this, what it is you're prepping the roving to get it finer, to get it to a smaller roving for spinning. So how do we do that? So what this machine does, if you come over here, if you can see in that box, let me slow it way down. See those combs coming down, and they're grabbing the fiber, and then they're moving, and then the next pair comes down, and this is geared slower here than on the back. So 1 inch in, 5 inches out. So I'm going to guess this machine is late or mid 60s, this particular one. And there comes out the back side. You speed her up now. See how much finer it is when it comes out? So at this point, let me hit stop. At this point, it's still not fine enough to spin. I would have to run it a second time. But when we come over to the next machine, this is where you would spin our singles. So you can see how much finer this roving is. This particular run is fawn alpaca, which I get from Mountain Meadows Mill up in Wyoming. And then I blend it with my bamboo. There's a little merino in there, and then we are going to spin a single, just like you would at a spinning wheel. So there's my fiber. If you're sitting at a spinning wheel, this is your draft zone, or your hands, either your right or your left hand pulling from the other one. And you can see it's finer right here than it is up here. So this is rolling slower than this one. And I can change this on the fly. Then it leaves, and the twisting action starts here. And down to here. These are, it's a ring spinner. And here's your traveler right here. And we're traveling around this ring when the fiber is pulling it. This should be clockwise, and the plier behind me is counterclockwise. So it's, when it comes up, you're going to see where it's going to go just a little higher every time it comes up until it fills the bobbin. It takes 2 to 3 hours, but this old machine, these bobbins can only hold about 3 ounces, a little over 3 ounces per bobbin. And normally we would have several bobbins going. So, if you come here, this is what we're spinning, a single of. There it is. So that's that natural fawn color that's in the wool. And then the machine here, I'm taking 3 of them to make a fingering weight. So there's 1, 2, 3, and we're going to apply them again. Here's my ring, here's my traveler, and from here all the way down to here, there's the twisting zone. And the longer this fiber yarn stays in this zone, the more twist I can put in it, or the less twist. So if I'm doing a 2 or 3 ply of fine, I want more twist. If it's a 5 or 6 ply, I can back the twist out. So here we go. You won't be able to see the traveler, and it should travel counterclockwise. Yep. So it's going to create a balanced yarn because we're not spinning on spinning. So there it is. Good job. And then we come over, well, this machine, so here is your bobbin. It's 3-plied. And then I would skein one, but I already have 2 coming off. Here is the old skein reel, and this is what we're going to skein. These are 100 grams, 470 yards. So it is a fingering weight. It's almost a little bit, if I wanted it thicker, I could just make those singles a little thicker, or I could have added a 4th ply. So this is natural, undyed. All we need to do now is get it wet, steam it, and let it sit there and set the twist. Now the fun part is when you come here, let's say you walk in and see me doing this and you wanted 800 yards or 750 for a pattern. Right now I can roll that off without breaking the skein at all. So, but that, and then, oh, quickly before we move on, that's undyed. But let's say I dyed some bamboo. Here's a 3 colors bobbin. Slowly changes colors. And I spun it, and I took that bobbin and I plied it with an undyed single. So this is a nice lace weight. That was one example. The other example I just did, I took some Muga silk and I spun it, and I spun another bamboo color, and this is what I got. And you can't see it or feel it, but she can feel it, and she can tell you what it feels like.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that is crazy. And then the last thing, I have a 4-color, this pile over here, which we didn't see. There's a 4-color bamboo we have. There's gold, blue, purple, and there's black. If I let them all blend together, and I spun them, let all the colors spin together, can you see all the colors in there?
If you catch the light just right, you really can.
Yeah. Yeah, so you never know what we're going to do next here. So you can dye the fiber before, or you can dye the yarn after you make it. Whatever you think you want to do. So this is what, if you come to Fiberlady, this is what we do.
Thank you so much
Sure.
for giving us the tour. And here you thought you weren't going to get any driving on this yarn crawl today. This is Ennis from a couple of weeks ago. Just wanted to stop in and say thank you very much for stopping by. Wanted to also show you the beautiful blue bonnets here on the left. And come back and see me again. I still have one more day of yarn crawling and then the wrap up. See you soon.